This is the kind of life I've always wanted for you, my daughter. Victor is everything you need. You'll never find a man as wealthy as him.
Really? Mama, so it's all about money? You don't even bother about that, how I feel, Mama. So you suddenly forgot what Ebuka has done for us.
Come, my daughter, I don't know. End up like me, or I want this the best.
You know you don't have to choose between me and the life your mother wants for you.
I love you for who you are, Ebuka, not because of what you can give me or what I can give you. If we build a future together, it will be because we love each other, not because of money. Victor, you know I don't love you. Why can't you just look for someone else?
Okay, come on, Chisom. You know I'll make sure you never have to worry about money again.
Mama Chisom was a woman with a simple dream for her daughter, a life of luxury, comfort, and wealth. She had lived her life in poverty, struggling to make ends meet, and she was determined that her daughter would not follow in her footsteps. Every time Chisom brought a man home, Mama Chisom's first question was always, "Hope that man gets money, because I don't want to make you marry poor man like me. You see my condition now." She would shake her head in despair, reminding her daughter of her own hardships. But Chisom, who had always respected her mother, tried to reassure her, hoping that one day she could find a man who could prove her mother's worries wrong. Little did she know that her mother's obsession with wealth would soon lead to serious consequences. Ebuka was everything that Chisom had ever wanted in a partner. He was caring, attentive, and had a heart full of love for her. Despite not being the wealthiest man, Ebuka had built a respectable life through hard work and dedication. He was humble and never flaunted his success, but Chisom could see the sincerity in his eyes. One afternoon, when Chisom brought Ebuka home to meet her mother, Mama Chisom's face tightened as she scanned him up and down. "Is he rich?" she asked bluntly. Chisom's heart sank, knowing that her mother would never accept someone who didn't meet her financial expectations. But she loved Ebuka, and she hoped that love would be enough to convince her mother. Mama Chisom was not satisfied with Ebuka's modest background. She would always remind Chisom of how much better life could be if she married a rich man. "You think I want you to suffer like me?" she would say. "I want you to live well, not in the kind of poverty I have known." Mama Chisom constantly emphasized the importance of money, which made Chisom feel torn between loyalty to her mother and her love for Ebuka. Despite her feelings, she couldn't ignore the fact that Mama Chisom was right about one thing: life could be easier with wealth. Still, Chisom knew that true love was worth more than material things. But Mama Chisom's voice lingered in her head, clouding her judgment. Victor was the complete opposite of Ebuka. He was successful, charismatic, and lived a lavish lifestyle. When Victor first met Mama Chisom, her eyes sparkled. "This is the kind of man I want for my daughter," she whispered to herself. Victor, a wealthy businessman with interests in multiple industries, immediately started wooing Chisom with expensive gifts and promises of a future full of luxuries. He was persistent, always finding ways to impress her. Victor's wealth seemed to be the perfect solution to all Mama Chisom's dreams for her daughter's future. However, Chisom was confused. Though Victor was rich, there was something about his attitude that didn't sit well with her. He seemed more interested in showing off than truly connecting with her. Mama Chisom's pressure on Chisom to marry Victor intensified. She constantly praised Victor's wealth, telling Chisom how he could provide everything she had ever dreamed of: a house, a car, and endless luxuries. "Chisom, my dear, you don't want to marry a poor man like Ebuka. Look at Victor, he's got everything and he's offering you the world. What are you waiting for?" Chisom was torn. Her love for Ebuka clashed with the dream of a life full of comfort that Victor offered. Mama Chisom made it clear that there was no room for discussion. Victor was the best choice, and Chisom needed to understand that. But Chisom wasn't sure if she was ready to sacrifice true love for wealth. Victor continued to shower Chisom with extravagant gifts. He bought her expensive clothes, took her to luxurious restaurants, and even promised to buy her a new car. I'll make sure you never have to worry about money again, Victor said one evening as he wrapped his arm around her. Mama Chisom was thrilled, urging Chisom to accept his offer. This is the kind of life I've always wanted for you, she said. Chisom began to feel the pull of the luxury Victor offered, but deep down, she knew that her heart wasn't fully in it. She was being swayed by the promises of material wealth, but she couldn't ignore the love and warmth that Ebuka had given her. Chisom spent sleepless nights thinking about her future. She was torn between the love she shared with Ebuka and the lavish lifestyle that Victor promised her. She wanted to make her mother proud, but she didn't want to lose her chance at true happiness. She felt suffocated by her mother's constant pushing, and for the first time, Chisom began to question whether Mama Chisom's definition of a good marriage was the right one. Is it really about money, or is it about finding someone who truly cares for me? As she stood at the crossroads of love and wealth, Chisom knew that her decision would change everything. Mama Chisom could not understand why her daughter was hesitating. Don't you want a better life, she demanded. Victor is everything you need. You'll never find a man as wealthy as him. He'll take care of you, and that's what matters. Mama Chisom's words felt like a slap to Chisom's face. She was tired of being forced into a corner, constantly reminded of her mother's desires for her future. Chisom felt trapped between her love for Ebuka and the life her mother envisioned for her. The pressure was too much. After a heated argument with her mother, Chisom decided that she needed space to think things through. One evening, after a long day of self-reflection, Chisom met Ebuka at their favorite spot by the lake. As they sat together, Ebuka took her hand in his. "You don't have to choose between me and the life your mother wants for you," he said softly. "I love you for who you are, not because of what you can give me or what I can give you. If we build a future together, it will be because we love each other, not because of money." Chisom's heart ached with the realization that love, not wealth, was truly what mattered. In that moment, she knew she had to make a choice. Chisom's decision to stay with Ebuka despite Mama Chisom's disappointment was a painful one. When she told her mother that she had chosen Ebuka over Victor, Mama Chisom's face fell. "You are making a mistake, Chisom," she said bitterly. "I want the best for you, but you are too blind to see it." Mama Chisom's disappointment stung, but Chisom stood firm. She realized that while her mother wanted the best for her, what she truly needed was to make her own choices that would lead her to a future of love and happiness. As the days passed, Chisom began to notice subtle signs of Victor's true nature. While he had showered her with gifts, his affection seemed to be more about control than love. He would make remarks about how he had bought her everything and how she owed him her loyalty. Chisom began to question whether Victor truly loved her or if he was simply trying to buy her affection. His behavior began to make her feel uneasy, and she realized that his wealth couldn't make up for the lack of genuine care in their relationship. After much thought, Chisom made her decision clear to both Ebuka and Victor. She would no longer let money dictate her choices. She told Victor that she couldn't be with him despite his wealth because she needed a relationship built on trust, respect, and love. To Ebuka, she declared her love for him, knowing that together they could create a future that was meaningful, even without the luxury that Mama Chisom had wanted. It was a bold move, but it felt right. Chisom was finally in control of her life. Chisom and Ebuka's love story grew stronger as they built their future together. Mama Chisom, though initially resistant to her daughter's choice, slowly came to understand that true love was more valuable than material wealth. She watched as Chisom and Ebuka supported each other, building a life based on mutual respect and love. It wasn't the life she had dreamt for her daughter, but it was a life filled with happiness and sincerity. Over time, Mama Chisom began to change her perspective on wealth and relationships. She saw the bond between Chisom and Ebuka and realized that despite their modest beginnings, they were happier than she could have ever imagined. Mama Chisom finally understood that love, not money, was the foundation of a successful marriage. She apologized to Chisom for putting so much pressure on her and promised to support her choices from then on. It was a hard lesson, but one that Mama Chisom was willing to learn. Chisom and Ebuka's journey was not without its challenges, but their love for each other was unwavering. They learned that true happiness came not from wealth or material possessions, but from the bond they shared. As they continued to build their life together, they found that love, respect, and trust were the true keys to a successful marriage. They were living proof that wealth could never replace the value of a genuine connection. In the end, Chisom found happiness with Ebuka, and Mama Chisom, though a little late in her understanding, supported her daughter's choice wholeheartedly. Chisom had learned that true wealth was not about what one owned, but about the love and respect that filled one's heart. With Ebuka by her side, Chisom knew she had found everything she had ever truly needed, a love that was worth more than all the riches in the world. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe, like, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thank you for the support and stay tuned for more amazing stories.